All right, here on TESPN Media Days, joined by head basketball coach Andrew Blazer. Coach Blazer, year 4 for you here at Trinity. Each year has been incremental improvement. Last year, third in the prep league, state tournament bid. Didn't get that state tournament win yet. What does success and progress look like for you this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've taken steps each year. State tournament the last 2 years, and I think for us, like you said, we need to win hopefully multiple games and try to get to that Final Four in the state tournament. I think this team's capable of doing that. We're healthier and we have more available guys than we have had the last 3 years. So I think for us, it's taking advantage of that opportunity and kind of coming together as a team. And every year has been a little bit different in terms of who we have, what our strengths are, and this year is no different. I think this is a very different team than we've had.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at 3 returning starters, Brent Thompson, Keaton Gregory, Mason Patrick. Bring back a couple guys who have started at times in their career, and Devion Brown and Isaiah Robinson, who were injured last year and weren't able to play. Plus, some new talent, some young talent, some guys coming up from JV. I mean, it's a real interesting mix on this roster. Who are some guys in the, I know no practice has only been going for a few weeks, just had your first scrimmage last night, but who are some guys who have really impressed you in this early going?
Yeah, I think everyone in their own way is kind of like you said. I think Brent Thompson's way more comfortable than he was last year. He also was injured all fall last year, so he's coming healthy this fall, and he's kind of hitting the ground rolling. He seemed much more comfortable last night in our first scrimmage. Mason's just been a constant for us, a 3-year starter. He's so good at what he does, and his game has expanded each year. So we kind of like have that every night. We know what Mason Patrick's going to bring. And then Keaton's taken a big jump from last year to this year. We weren't even sure if he was going to start last year, and then with some injuries we had to guys, he started to play a big role for us, and now that's, I think, going to take an exponential jump for him this year in terms of we're actually like looking to get him the ball and initiate offense with us this year. And like you said, Devion Brown was a starter as a true freshman. He was hurt last year. He's back healthy. Once he kind of gets into the mix, he's only had 2 practices. What he can do is just unbelievable. And it's not just his ability as an athlete, but his experience, his competitive level is unmatched. And then Isaiah Robinson has had a string of bad luck and then didn't play by choice his sophomore year when he was healthy. Now it's full circle, everything's coming together, and he's ready to go, and he looked amazing last night in our scrimmage. I mean, he plays 4 positions for us. So his ability to pass the ball and score it really helps our team. Allows Mason to kind of get back to his comfort zone in terms of what he really wants to do, and take some of that stuff away from Mason that he had to do the last couple of years.
And I was looking at the schedule. I mean, it's a busy December with Sleepy Thompson tournament up in Northern Virginia, the Travis tournament here, and then I believe there's a couple other events as well. Can you talk through how December factors into what's to come when we get into the new year and get into conference play?
Yeah, I think the tournaments are really good because that kind of gets you in that mix of like what the state tournament is like once you win a game. You got back-to-backs, you've got all those kinds of things. So I think that will help us prepare. We played at Sleepy Thompson last year. We lost a pretty close game in that first round. So this year we're just very motivated to win that first round, get on the right side of the bracket. And then, we have a bunch of different showcases in December and some high level of competition that I think will really prepare us for the prep league, which is always a challenge regardless of the year. And like you said, we were 3rd last year, but that's not where we want to be. So we were really motivated to take care of business once we get into that in January.
And then last question, just style of play-wise. Like you said, maybe a little more depth this year, at least right now, and knock on all the wood, healthy coming into the season for the most part. At least you're sort of top 7 or 8 guys. So what can we expect to see just stylistically? If let me ask it this way: if the Titans look like blank, we're going to be successful.
If we guard and we can get out in transition, we're going to be special, like really, really good. But we got a long way to go. After watching the film back today from last night, But we're going to get there. That's kind of what the first scrimmage is. But if we can be really good defensively, then we can get out and run, and we can pass the ball ahead. And we have 5 guys really that at all times can hurt you. And I didn't answer the full question earlier, but we have a lot of young guys too. And one of those guys is not even sure who it's going to be yet, or it could be hopefully multiple guys, but that are going to play a significant role for us this year. So we do have a lot of guys. I played 12 guys meaningful minutes last night. I know it was a scrimmage, but we do have a lot of guys that can help us. So we're trying to figure that out, and it's my job to figure out those rotations and put guys in positions to succeed. So.
Well, we're really looking forward to it. TSPN will be live streaming every home game. And, yeah, the roster, I mean, it looks to me like probably the best group that you've had in your time here. And we'll just pray for good health. A lot of exciting broadcasts to come, a lot of home games this year as well. So you know how to find us. If you found this interview, you're going to be able to find all that content. And, Coach Blazer, thanks so much. Good luck this season. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Go Titans. TESPN Media Days, we are joined here by 3 varsity boys basketball players, senior Mason Patrick, sophomore Keaton Gregory, and senior Brent Thompson. And first question for you guys. Last year, good season. I think it was about a 16-10 record, 3rd place in the prep league, made the state tournament. But what's going to be better about this year? You think, will we be better, and if so, why?
I mean, I definitely think we're going to be a lot better this year. I mean, we got 3 returning starters, so we got a lot more experience coming back. We also had great 2 additions with Fat Rat and Isaiah Robinson, who are great athletes, both very good basketball players. So I think we're going to have a very good year this year.
I agree with what Mason said. I think we have a lot more depth this year, and I think we're going to be a lot better than last year. I also think we're just going to win a lot more games and make a better playoff push.
Yeah, I agree with them. I definitely think we'll get more wins this year with the add of Fat Rat and Z-Rob, like Mason just said. They'll add defense. They'll space out the floor. You know, great add to the team.
So just talked to Coach Blazer, and he actually mentioned each of the 3 of you as making improvements since last year. Different parts of your game, whether it's getting stronger, getting more versatile. Brent, for you, just being healthier when last fall you were pretty much hurt all fall and came into the season a little rusty. So I want to ask each of you, this time we'll start with Brent and come back down the line. What specifically are parts of your game that you feel like you're better at than you were in February when last season ended?
I definitely think my shot got more consistent. I've been in the gym a lot more, getting up more shots, and I've definitely been in the weight room a lot more starting since the summer, just to get bigger, be a bigger broad for my opponents, like a broad stance for my opponents, making it hard for them to get past me, things like that. I think that's why I'm better.
I feel like for me it's been confidence. I feel like I've become a lot more confident over the summer, and going into this season I feel like I have a different mentality.
For me, it's really just been getting in the gym and getting more shots up, just like working on my 3-pointer, becoming more of a threat outside of the paint, and also working on my perimeter defense and make sure that I don't let up as many points as I did last year.
All right, now I want to ask each of you kind of an individual question. Keaton, I'll go to you first this time. I remember you and I talked last year, both right before and right after some of the really big in-town away games, playing in environments at places like St. Christopher's, at Benedictine, at Collegiate, packed gym, people, harassing you, taunting you, saying God knows what to you. And I think you knew what to expect, but then until you went through it, then the next day you were like, it was just still so crazy. Nothing could have really prepared me for that. Now you've been through that. You have a year under your belt. So I want to ask you, what do you bring into those hostile road environments this year that's going to make you a more effective player than you were last year as a freshman?
I feel like one major thing that I bring in this year is composure. Like you said, going through it once, I know even more what to expect now, and I know how to handle it. I feel like I keep good composure, and that'll obviously help me play better, but also having good confidence going into those games and just being more mentally ready.
Mason, my question for you is, you're getting a chance this year to play with your brother, Maddox, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you all have ever been on the same team before, so I guess first question is, have you, which you already said no. And just what is that like? I mean, do y'all on the car ride home, talk about how practice was, talk trash, like just what is the dynamic with being teammates? Especially, I mean, Lil Bro's got a pretty big personality, so what's that like having Maddox on the team?
I mean, it's really fun so far. I mean, I love playing with my little brother. Like you said, I've never done it before, so it's definitely a new experience. But, I mean, on the car ride homes, I mean, I guess I try to coach him up a little bit. I mean, he kind of takes out a grain of salt every now and then, but
He's a pretty confident fellow.
I mean, he likes to listen. I mean, he wants to get better, so it's been fun so far, and I'm excited to see what the season's like.
And then Brent, for you, I mean, you already talked about, working on your shot a lot, getting in the weight room a lot, but I feel like, I hope I'm not putting words in your mouth, but I feel like just talking to you off camera, you feel like maybe a little bit slept on after last year, and like maybe you have some things to prove this year. So can you just talk us through the mindset of what that chip on your shoulder is like right now?
Yeah, so I definitely feel like I was slept on, like that people don't think that I brought as much as I really did. So I want to change that this year with getting more points, being more of a leader on and off the floor, and just being that piece of the team that we need and help us get us wins.
All right, I'm going to end with a little lightning round here. Just going to give you quick questions. First answer that pops to your mind. First one, who is your funniest teammate?
Turan.
Saran.
All right, that's unanimous vote for Turan. Okay, who is the most skilled player on the basketball team?
I'll give Brent that.
I agree, Brent.
I'll say
Jose, yeah.
I was going to say Lil Zay, too. All right, you got a lot of young guys, right? I think 3 sophomores and an 8th grader. Who is the most annoying of the young guys on the team?
Jeremiah.
All right, Jeremiah. I mean, he's only an 8th grader, but sounds like, all right, good annoying. Jeremiah, grow up, buddy. What is your favorite class you've taken so far at Trinity?
I would say my U.S. history class, my 10th grade year with you, Mr. Hamlin.
That was a great group. Unforgettable class. It all started there, didn't it?
I would say my sports broadcasting class with you last year.
Yeah, I wasn't lucky enough to have a class with you, but I would say my history class with Mr. Huss.
Nice. Yeah, you heard it. I mean, you gotta take my classes. All right. Finally, do you have a pregame meal, snack, or just any pregame like superstition that you do?
I have to smack myself in the face before every basketball game.
I feel like I have to eat a meal with rice in it before a basketball game.
I have to always listen to Raw Wave before a basketball game.
All right. Mason smacks himself in the face. I'm sure there's other people that occasionally want to do that too, but good enough. All right. Thanks guys for joining us. Can't wait to watch y'all this season. We'll be streaming all the home games here on TESPN. Best of luck and have a great year.